Hi, it's Anne from Unity Physiotherapy and Wellbeing. So it's quote of the day or thought of the day Sunday, and I thought I'd share a few ponderings or thoughts around movement and the importance of movement in our healing and well-being. So when I say movement is really important for our health, well-being and healing, what do you think of? What first comes to mind? Maybe it's that exercise is really important for our health and well-being, which it absolutely is. Things like running, swimming, going to the gym, different forms of exercise. And we know that different forms like strength-based, cardiovascular-based, flexibility, balance, they're all important. And it's widely known what the benefits are of exercise. And it may be that you think of something like gardening or walking, a form of physical activity, unless it's of a certain intensity, and then it may class as exercise. And we know again that there's so many benefits of physical activity for our health and well-being. Maybe you think of the ability to walk or from one room to another to get a drink, for example. Because again, that's important for our health and well-being. Movement is part of our life in so many ways. We are always in motion. And it isn't only the physical movement we can see, like the movement of my hand, the movement of my head and my neck and my eyes, my mouth because I'm talking, my breath, which you obviously can't see, but I can feel. And that's movement. And this video has been really stimulated by the integrative somatic trauma therapy certificate I'm doing. And when they talked about in a workshop this week about the primary language being the language of movement. And that is a term I hadn't heard before. And it really resonated. I don't know how it lands for you, but I thought, wow, that's such a beautiful term. The language of movement. Because movement is our first language. When we come into the world, we can cry and breathe. That's movement. We can move our arms and our legs. And our secondary language, our words, don't form until into infancy. Before that, we can make sounds, which again, are movement, a form of movement. So they were talking about this language of movement, our physical movement, movement of sensations, movement of breath, movement of fluid around the body, movement right down to the cellular level and in the cells, and how this is really powerful. And it's something I use in my work, is the connection to what's in the body, what movement's needed, what wants to happen. Movement is an expression of ourselves. Our postures of expression of ourselves, of how we are, who we are, our experiences, how we're relating to ourselves, to others, to the world, how we relate to the space we're in, that kind of awareness of the space and how we're moving within it. We're interacting through the world through our physical movement, but also our breath and our sensations, the motion of our nervous system, the movement of the fluid around the body, the cellular changes. All of that is happening all of the time, and it's amazing. And we can use it in our healing. So connecting to the body and seeing what wants to happen, what's present, and following what wants to happen can be so powerful. In this workshop, we did a practice using really tiny movements, micro movements, but also slightly bigger, but really kind of starting at that micro movement level and following the impulses of the body and what it wanted to do and that flow. And it was a really beautiful practice, and it's something that I think I'll be integrating into my work. I can feel it's kind of weaving together with what I already do. I'm aware of that because this way of working and connecting to the body in a way that builds safety and trust, noticing what's present and what the body needs, is something that I do now. And it can help to process trauma. It can help us to build confidence and to feel more settled, to build capacity in the nervous system and to be better able to regulate. There's so many ways that movement can be helpful, and expressing what's happening inside and helping to process what needs to be processed, to change how we are and how we're relating to the world. which actually I thought about when I was watching Strictly last night, when one of them people was talking about how dance had been really transformational and really changed them, and their family could see this as well. And that's the power of movement and expression in healing and transformation. So I thought I'd share that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe a little bit of a waffly video because it's quite a complex thing and I didn't want it to be a long video. But yeah, movement is powerful, transformational, and healing. And it doesn't have to necessarily be movement that we can see, that others can see, but we feel it. All right, have a lovely day.